have you ever been so loyal before where you ignore who a person really is? I mean, to the depth of their soul.
Yes.
Well, that's what I mean. Where you're.
Can you get an amen?
We will ignore everything because we so loyal to this person that we don't even realize that they're not showing up for us.
Yes.
Have you ever been so loyal where you gave everything and that person gave you nothing in return? I'm not asking you to be that loyal. That is dumb. That is ignorant. And you should never be so loyal where it imprison your happiness, your direction of life, your flow of life. You should never be that loyal.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Big Dog Talk, and this your boy Big Charles.
It's Big Dog Talk podcast, and it's your girl Big Shay.
Oh my God! Why are you always trying to correct me? I did not. Look, Big Dog Talk. They know they're listening to a podcast. I don't have to tell them that.
We always say Big Dog Talk podcast.
Big Dog Talk podcast with your boy Big Charles and
Big Shay.
Hey, how you look? Well, you look nice and lovely.
Thank you.
That's how you feeling, your attitude and everything? Is this what you're going to present on this episode?
No, I'm not. I'll do better.
Anyway, I have something to talk about. I want to ask these people, because I'll give them a story first.
Okay, story time.
Story time. My wife and I was in the bed, right? And again, we were watching, what was it? What is it called? What's that show again? It wasn't Bad Boys, it was the Bad Girls. One that was like with Krishan on there.
Baddies West or something like that.
We were watching something that had
very low vibrational yet entertaining.
Very low vibrational. And the conversation came up about loyalty, how they're not being loyal, and people are always talking, running their mouth about being loyal. So my wife asked me the question, would I prefer loyalty or love? But she didn't give me a chance to respond, and she instantly said she preferred loyalty. So I wanted to debate that on camera. So why do you prefer loyalty over love?
So we're just gonna.
I want to dive into it. I want to dive into it. Loyalty versus love.
For me, I feel like loyalty, and this is going to be the short end of it, and then we can just layer on. Loyalty is a choice. I feel like you have to make a choice to be loyal to someone.
I can negate that because I can negate that.
Finger. Yes,
I can negate that because I also believe that a person only knows how to be loyal to their comfort, to their comfortability. And usually when a person is being loyal, they have their own certain expectations of loyalty. So what if it doesn't match your standards of loyalty? Then what?
I'm confused. So
you need me to slow it down?
Please, break it down.
Let me slow it down. So a person only know how to be as loyal as they know how until of their comfortability, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So let's say for instance, let's just say if you grew up in an environment and you were from the streets, right? And I say, I want you to be loyal to me. Your loyalty may look like, okay, I'll get a gun and I'll shoot for you. And that's not being loyal to me.
That's too much.
Well, that's an example.
No. I'm just, going on with your story time. Your example.
Okay, let's just say, for instance, if I say, hey, I want you to be loyal to me, and you decide to, let's just say, go and tell one of your friends about what's going on in our marriage. Mm-hmm. And you think that you're being loyal, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't consider that as being loyal. Mm-hmm. So it's like loyalty is only to a person's comfortability. So
you're basically saying loyalty, it could be subjective.
Right, to a person's comfort.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're speaking about love and loyalty, sometimes people, I am consciously making a choice to be loyal to someone, right? And what I've learned about myself is that sometimes I'm too loyal to people and it initially backfires. Why? Because my bar of loyalty, I think this is what you're saying, like my bar of loyalty may not match that other individual. So I may consider loyalty up here, but the other person, this is their like highest that they can go to their loyalty barometer, if you will.
But beloved, the highest form of loyalty is love. I mean, love is me. I would choose love because I think love is something that everybody truly wants, but truly afraid of. Like we have our own expectations of love, but I really think that every person on this earth desires to be loved, but because of our experience, we choose loyalty over love. Because Bible principles, right? Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is just. Love is forgiving. Love is graceful. You can be loyal as you want to be, but if I don't love you enough to mess up and give you the space and the grace to mess up, then there's no way loyalty could even be applied to me, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. I mean, I do view love as more like unconditional. I don't view loyalty as unconditional. I view loyalty with conditions, right? Mm-hmm. So I can love you unconditionally. Let's just talk about it like from a friend perspective. I can love you conditionally as a friend, but as it relates to loyalty, that comes with conditions. So if I show up for you in this way, you're going through something, and I show up for you because I'm loyal to you, but let's just say I'm going through something, I'm expecting for you based off of loyalty to show up for me and you don't. That presents a problem for me because loyalty, I feel like, is boxed in with conditions versus love is supposed to be unconditional.
Supposed to be.
That's
And
why I prefaced it like that.
I'm just thinking because loyalty. Mm-hmm. Again, a person only know how to be as loyal as they know how to be. And usually when a person is being loyal, they're giving you their perspective of their loyalty. And their loyalty may not meet your standards, but in their mind, they are truly being loyal. So that's why I lean towards the love. Mm-hmm. I would prefer to have someone in my corner that loves me unconditionally, that have the courage and the ability to allow me to mess up, but don't judge my mistakes, but judge my heart. To give me the grace and to, figure things out. Maybe, I went wrong over here. That's why I still battle with the loyalty thing.
So let's just do a scenario. So in a relationship, you have a man.
Wait. Are we disagreeing right now?
I don't know if we're disagreeing. We're trying to get to we're trying to get some understanding. So let's just say in a relationship, you have a man and a woman, right? And one of the parties is not loyal, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just say they cheated, right? In that scenario, would you prefer for that person to love you or to be loyal to you? If that makes sense.
So I'm a little bit, no, that doesn't make sense.
Okay, so would you, so that person, let's just say that person was cheated on you. Would you still be able to love that person through that and work through that mishap, if you will? Lack of better words.
I definitely can love you through it. I can love you as I watch you walk away. That was a loyalty breach.
But
see the thing about love though, love allows you to keep flowing in the right direction. I feel like you can be loyal to someone and it causes you to, I don't know, if you don't know the definition of love, you can be bitter. You can be mad that you were too loyal, as you said in the beginning. Mm-hmm.
Loyalty can be blinding as well.
Love as well, though, but I still feel like everybody on this earth desires love at the end of the day. Like we want to be loved. We want to be loved by someone. We want to, that love to me means like it being nurtured, to being fed, just to be given a safe place to be who you truly are. And just imagine, hold on.
Okay.
Imagine how much you love your children. Imagine that. They could do no wrong.
They can.
And no, they can. When I say they can do no wrong, nothing that they can do
Yes.
to make you stop loving them.
Right.
Do you? Everybody should want that. Love me enough that although I know that I can mess up your entire life, even if you had to let me go, I know that you really love. It's nothing that I really could do for you to stop loving me. Even if you had to distance yourself from me. I just feel like love is something that our soul and we were in the beginning was love.
So you're saying that this could be contradictory to, I don't even know if I want to say it.
Go ahead. I want you to, because I want to debate this.
This could be contradictory to like biblical teaching. So you're saying that we are supposed to love everybody on that, like how I love my children. I'm supposed to love that stranger on the street.
You love that.
I'm supposed to love the person that may have done harm or killed one of my family members. I'm supposed to love them like that too.
So from my belief, so I didn't say you there. First of all, there are different levels of love.
Okay.
I'm saying that I would choose love over loyalty. Is what I'm saying. I didn't say that you love the murderer just as much as you love your son. You know what I mean? There's agape love, right? You know what I mean? So there are different levels of love, but I still believe that you are supposed to love everyone. And when you love everyone, that means that there is no way that you can have hate in your heart.
So I do love everyone.
But you prefer love, you prefer loyalty over love.
I mean, it's not that I prefer loyalty over love. Obviously, I want to be loved with that unconditional love, and I want to give that unconditional love to people. But I honestly don't feel like everybody deserves that level of unconditional love.
I don't think you hear me. I didn't say everyone deserves.
I'm just making a isolated point.
Did I say everyone deserves that level of love? I don't know if I said that.
For the people in the back, I'm just making a point.
I want you to hear me though.
I'm listening.
The reason you cannot tell me that
the way I love my children and the way that I love you
is different.
That's different.
But love is still there, right?
Absolutely.
Love is still the foundation, right?
Absolutely.
The way you love me and the way you see a person, a stranger, it's still it's a difference there, right?
Very much so.
So
because I feel like you gotta grow. Like there's like it's like action. Like it's like you have to grow to love people on that level.
We talk. So you're still talking about levels of love. I'm talking about love, just the foundation of love. Like I love the human race. That's a different kind of love than I have for my wife, than I have for my kids, and I have for my mother. But I still love the human race. Like I don't want to do any harm to the human race. I don't even know these people.
Right.
I don't have no connection to these people, but I prefer to love them instead of having like any issues with them, instead of having any problems with them. I don't even need loyalty from them. I need them to be who they are.
So I guess you made a good point. So I feel like at the highest level, since we're like giving love tiers right now, I feel like at the highest level of love, I expect loyalty.
At the highest level.
I expect for love and loyalty to coexist
at the highest
level. But me and loyalty have had a really tricky like relationship for a really long time. So that could be why for me this is such like a I don't know, it seems like we're debating, but it's like a difficult topic for me.
It's a different perspective.
It's my perspective on like me being loyal to people and people not reciprocating that loyalty has been an issue for me like my whole entire life, even in 2023. You know what I mean? So it's like an ongoing thing. So now I'm like, am I the problem? Like, is it because my expectation, I'm expecting people to be as loyal to me as I am to people? Because once you come into my circle and when you come into my circle and we build a relationship, like you're like family. And so the way I treat you, I expect that same level of treatment. And I'm just really still learning, unfortunately, that people don't show up in your life the same way that like you expect them to show up.
Well, I'm gonna just say this is what I have accepted.
Maybe I haven't. That's okay.
I still believe that to everything there is a season. I believe that some people are meant to be in your life forever. I believe that some people are meant to be in your life temporarily.
A season, a reason, and a lifetime.
I accept that it's a possibility that there will be people that come into my life that I will eventually have to let go, because I understand this. The more I work on myself, right? Or the more you work on yourself and the less I work on myself, you are gaining compound interest of growth. And if I'm not working on myself, if I don't love you enough to do my best to evolve with you, I understand that one day we will eventually, I don't have to cut you off, but we will start to separate.
So I love that you said cut you off, because prior to, my new revelation around loyalty, hence this conversation, I definitely was a person that would cut people off. Like, it's just not matching. The energy's not matching. The loyalty's not matching. And the love is not matching. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut you off. Now, in my more seasoned being of maturation and self-development, what I'm learning is that if you do continue to love and you do continue to trust the journey, and you do just continue to live, that those people will, exactly like you said, fall off. And you won't have to do anything, because God will take care of that, especially when your intentions are pure and loving.
And also, I will say that the more you know yourself, it dictates what type of friends that you allow into your space.
So that's a good point too.
So, and a lot of us don't spend time with ourselves. Don't take the time to be autonomous, to govern our own self.
Right.
Because your friends should dictate the direction you're going. I'm not going to hang around. I made a commitment in 2023. If I don't in order to be a friend, you have to be able to sharpen me. I've been in seasons where I've done all of the watering. I mean, I've put the best. I gave all of my resources to people. Now I'm in a season where my friends, they have to make me better. They have to be aligned with my vision for myself and for God. If I'm telling you now, if you are not aligned with the direction that I'm going, I have no problem separating myself from you, because I am a man with a mission. I am a man with a vision. I am a man that know himself. And when you have a vision, I was saying this earlier, when you have a vision for your life, there is direction. And when you have direction, there is progression. And too many of us are going around with no vision, no plan, no direction, and we're going wild. I am only aligning myself up with people that's headed towards my direction. I have no problem letting you go with love, or distancing myself from you with love.
So when you say with love, like I just mentioned a little while ago, there's been times in my past when I have cut people off, and I didn't feel that with love part with it. I felt that with anger, with like, how could you do me like this? Like, I've showed up for you this way, showed you love, showed you loyalty, and then you still showed up like this. So when you say the with love part, I feel like even in 2023, I've been able to let the chips fall where they may, understanding that it's a season, there's a reason, and there's a lifetime. And now I'm really digging into what was the reason, what was the purpose and the point of that relationship in my life? Yes, it's over, but what did I learn from it? What was the experience meant for? Because I feel like when people come into your life, anybody that comes into your life, whether it be for a lifetime or a season, there's a point and a purpose. And so now I am digesting and dissecting, what was that experience for? What did I learn from it? And how can it help me navigate through life better for myself and differently to get different results, if God say so?
You know what's crazy though? I have to be honest though. And this is why I choose love. I'm gonna give you a good reason. I was in a space before where I knew I had people in my life that was temporarily in my life. I knew that they had the potential to hurt me. And I heard a voice say, I still want you to be vulnerable enough to love them and trust that I will teach you in this process. It reminds me of Jesus and having Judah in his circle. Judah still led Jesus to the destination. Mm-hmm. Although he was looked at and although he was considered a snake, a backstabber, I truly believe everything works together for the good if you truly love God. So that's why I don't mind loving a person. I understand if you're in my life because of my belief in my faith, I can truly love you, give you, and I can intentionally make your life better. But I also know I love you enough to give you the free will to hurt me and do harm towards me. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to be stupid and be dumb. I love you as much as I love myself. So I have these boundaries that if you're not meeting these boundaries, I love you enough to have a conversation with you, to talk to you and figure it out. Let's get some understanding. But if you don't want to get understanding, I love you enough to say, you know what? We have to part ways here. And it's no malice because I understand that you were here temporarily for this season of my life. And I trust this journey that I'm on. I trust that your backstabbing, your unappreciation of me will lead me to the person that really truly value me. See, there is no way that you can really enjoy happiness if you never really experience sadness. There's no way that you can truly enjoy a loving friendship if I never truly went through somebody stabbing me in my... Oh, am I on that God energy right now?
You're on that energy.
Because I feel it on me right now. Mm-hmm. So I understand the fact. I understand that because I truly love God, I truly give myself the opportunity and the space to be vulnerable enough to love you even though you are a snake.
Let me ask you a question then, Big Charles. You just said a mouthful, but so you said you love people enough that even you love them enough that they can even hurt you. Mm-hmm. You love them enough where there can be disagreements, but you're willing to have the conversation.
Yeah.
So in that conflict, mm-hmm. It's not an amicable separation. Is it because of their lack of love or loyalty for the relationship?
Break that word amicable down because I can't pronounce it and I don't even know if I know what it means. So I don't want to give you a rebuttal if I don't understand the definition. So can you go on Google?
I'm going to Google
me?
Amicable so that we are all clear.
I need you to break it down to me in layman's terms because I don't want to give you a response and a rebuttal if I have no understanding to that word.
Having a spirit of friendliness without serious disagreement. So being able to separate without having like ill will. We've been talking about ill will a lot. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about ill will so much, how we just don't want to have any ill will against anybody.
First, so what was the question? So I can, because I'm ready to dive in.
So let's just say there's a scenario with, a relationship with people, mm-hmm. and, there's a conflict that arises. You have the conversation and it doesn't end amicably. So mm-hmm. It doesn't end in a good way. Like right. It's not a friendly ending. Like it could be perceived as a nasty ending. Okay. Is that because of their lack of love or lack of loyalty for the relationship?
It's because of their lack of knowledge. And the reason I say knowledge is because they only know how to do what they know how to do. So, and there have been plenty of people that I know truly love me based off of their experience of love.
Very good. I like it.
But I also understand that because it is not my job to teach you everything. So I love you enough to understand that, okay, this journey is over now, and you have to go learn the next lesson with the next friends. Hopefully you don't make the same mistake that you made with me. But I love you enough where, I still have to go through my own grieving, because when you love someone and you have to let them go, you still hurt.
Right.
You know,
Right.
when you love someone, you have to go through these phases
Right.
of detoxing from the relationship, because even chemically, you have wired yourself to love these human beings
There's
on a
a
certain
bond.
level. There's a bond, there's a connection there.
Right.
But I also love you enough to realize that I know I can't hate you. I still wish you the best, but I still understand that it's not my job to teach you. My job is to love you enough and wish the best for you, and even to pray for your covering. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I get in my emotions, like I want to be like, man, damn, how they do me like that?
Right.
But I also realize when I get in my ego. But people usually hurt people because of a lack of knowledge, a lack of information, a lack of knowledge about themselves, a lack of understanding about themselves. It's like this, right? I have to give you this explanation. I like painting pictures.
Yeah.
So even with, let's just say, you say, baby, I want you to love me, right? But I do love you, but I don't have any understanding of what real love is. My love looked like my mom and dad abandoning me. My love language looked like me fighting with my brother. My love looked like I have to survive on my own.
Hypothetically.
You know, and your love may look like support. Your love may look like healthy conversation. I'm talking about the other person now.
Right.
You know, so your love may look like patience and grace. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. So I love you enough to realize that the road stops here. Mm-hmm. But I also love you enough that if you ever want to have that conversation, and that don't mean we want to be how we used to be.
Right.
Or none of that, but I love enough to have no malice, because if you have malice towards a person, that stop your flow of blessings. It's not a person on this earth that I hate. And there's some people that done me really wrong. Now I've done wrong to people too, but I know how to apologize. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I know how to accept the fact that we may never be the same, because I messed that up. Mm-hmm. And I have lost your trust.
But see, I think that comes with personal development. Mm-hmm. And personal growth, mm-hmm. right? When you come to a point and a level of awareness that you realize that there have been some separation in past relationships. We're not just talking about like woman and a man. We're talking about like friendships, yeah. You know, that you may have been a part in, you know, the separation of a relationship with a friend. You played a role because of, based on the point you made earlier, you didn't have the knowledge mm-hmm. on how to deal with the situation. But based off everything that you just said, it sounds like love is definitely and should be more sustainable than loyalty. Love is more of a long game than loyalty.
Love is more of a long game.
Because like you said, you can fall out with people or disagree with people, or people can even hurt you, but you still love them enough to pray for them, to wish them well, to not have any ill will towards them, versus, you know, I'm crossing over, versus with loyalty, it could be just a temporal connection or a temporal commitment to someone based off of what you do for me and I do for you. So it's basically pro quo, I think is what they call it. If you do this, then I do that.
Right.
If you do this, then I do that. That's loyalty. Versus throughout this conversation with us, love is more sustainable and has less conditions.
The only reason, so most of us fall out of connection with each other. This is just my belief. We fall out of connection with each other. Like when you say, I'm tired of dealing with you. Mm-hmm. Right? Let's just say
I'm sick of you.
Or let's just say if I was a husband and if I didn't want to be in this relationship anymore, but I still love you. Mm-hmm. What I'm basically saying is, I don't have the tools and the know-how to deal with you in this level, in this phase of life. So that's what the knowledge come in at. I need the knowledge. I need to be able to have the tools and the understandings where I can go apply with wisdom how to properly love you the way. Let's say, for instance, like it's been plenty of times in our relationship where we didn't want to deal with each other, right? If I chose to, let's just say, I had to go and get some knowledge. Let's just say that.
Right.
I had to, because I realized that who you were in this phase of life, I didn't know how to properly nurture that.
Right.
And then that's where the friction is at.
Right.
And if both of us are not committed to go and get some knowledge and some understanding and some wisdom to apply, then the relationship is going to crumble. So that's why I always say that a person should, more than anything, should desire knowledge, information, the proper resources, the proper understanding, and then apply these tools, apply these practices to make to show you that I really love you. Can I just be a little bit vulnerable with the people? Yeah. So there was a space in our marriage, and I felt like that I couldn't deal with this person. And gracefully, I'm grateful that I had the proper resources to go and get counsel from. Mm-hmm. Because if I didn't go get the proper knowledge, I could have got the wrong resource, and that wrong knowledge could have destroyed our relationship.
Our marriage, yeah. Sure.
So I went and got the proper knowledge, some experience. I'm not running to the person that doesn't have any experience. I'm not running to the person that they don't align with my core values.
Right.
I'm running to the person that's going to really critique me, give me some feedback. What are you doing? What are you possibly doing wrong? And these people gave me some tough knowledge, and they broke it down in layman's terms where I had to understand it.
Right.
And when they broke it down to me, they gave me the knowledge. I was able to comprehend it. I had to have the courage to go even and apply that. And that application, that wisdom, is what saved you and I for that season.
Right.
So most breakups, friendships, it's because we don't have the proper tools, and not because we don't love each other. It's not because we're not really like loyal, because everyone is loyal to their comfortability.
Okay, so that's like perfect, right? That's like, I feel like that's almost like in a perfect world. But then you have scenarios as you digest love and loyalty and relationships where you have people that stay in relationships, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage, but they stay in relationships, years. And They say they stayed in a relationship for so many years and they were unhappy.
Well, so
what is that? They're just loyal to the relationship.
No, they dumb.
There's benefits in their relationship.
They're dumb. They're ignorant. That's ignorant. You know what I mean? So because happiness is an inside job.
But what if it is loyalty?
No, so you can be so loyal that you're dumb. I've learned that as well through life.
I think I said that earlier on.
Yeah, you can be so loyal. Crippling. You can be so loyal that you're dumb. And when I say dumb, take it how you want it. I'm not calling you dumb. I've been dumb loyal before. Mm-hmm. Where you ignore. I hear you, choir. I hear you, congregation.
Stella's been dumb loyal too.
That's the parrot giving me clapping her hands, telling me I'm on the right track. We've been so loyal. Have you ever been so loyal before where you ignore who a person really is? Yes. I mean, to the depth of their soul.
Yes.
Well, that's what I mean. Where you're.
Can you get an amen?
We will ignore everything because we so loyal to this person that
yes,
we don't even realize that they're not showing up for us.
Yes.
Have you ever been so loyal where you gave everything and that person gave you nothing in return? I'm not asking you to be that loyal. That is dumb. That is ignorant. And you should never be so loyal where it imprisons your happiness, your direction of life, your flow of life. You should never be that loyal.
Yeah.
And that's not loyalty. Loyalty is, I'm going to sharpen you when you're wrong. I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. I'm going to tell you when you're right. I'm going to support you. I'm going to cheer for you. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to do all. Love covers a multitude, a plethora
of things.
But anyway, I don't want to keep going. This is a probably like a part 2, but this is keep going.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like where it's going. I like the direction of just where we're going with love, loyalty, relationships, thought processes, self-development. Like, it can go on and on and on. And just to be clear, maybe I did say that I chose loyalty over love.
Yeah, you
maybe
did.
I did.
You did.
But through this conversation and I like to dissect things. And I feel like this is definitely an episode of just dissecting this over this. And I feel like we definitely dissected it. And I've learned and gathered that there's definitely different levels to love, and that everyone doesn't deserve like your highest level, but you definitely need to spread love. Spreading love is the ultimate thing that we need to do as the human race, and I'm going to do that. But my loyalty is going to be dabbled differently based off of my highest level of the people that I love the most.
Look at you. You done been converted.
I done learned a thing or two.
But listen, man, we got to get up out of here because we running out of time. Y'all tune in next week to another episode of the Big Dog Talk. And we're going to show up talking heavy, having high-level conversations. Our main goal is just to make you think.
Yes,
we don't even want you to agree.
Think. You better think.
Huh?
Think about what you're trying to do to me.
Anyway, man, we love you guys and see y'all next week.
Hey, tune in every Tuesday where you listen to your podcast, and tune in on YouTube every Tuesday for new episodes.